Hello everyone, I think it's time for another rambly video because I've been doing a lot of reviews lately and I have more reviews coming up, which is something I wanted to talk about. So for those last reviews, I was sent by Danica58 on Etsy 4 beautiful journals, 3 of which were A5 and 1 of which was B6. Now at the time, when sent these journals, I was working in my traveler's notebook and feeling so inspired by this system and setup. I had a little bit of anxiety about arriving late to the party, enjoying these beautiful Galen leather everyday journals that were printed or bound with Tomoe River paper, and knowing that supplies were out. There's no more to be found on Galen leather because Tomoe River paper is no more. And I have known of Tomoe River paper since kind of broadening my horizons a couple years ago in the fountain pen hobby. But I've just never been that drawn to it. I have Hobonichis. I have other Tomoe River paper journals. I've tried it before. I've used it before, but I just never quite grabbed me. So when I decided to use this system and really was enjoying the Tomoe River paper, I just was like, man, that's terrible timing because now it's gone. Anyways, Danica sent these journals and then they became a bit of a distraction because it was like 4 beautiful journals that were so tempting. I just loved the feel of it. And I've said this before in the past, I've really struggled with the insert style journal. It just never feels quite official for me, and it doesn't stack up nicely on a bookshelf, and it just, I don't know, I just never, I've always struggled with that. So I started writing in one of them after finishing up my first traveler's notebook insert. And as beautiful as it was, the paper unfortunately did not do it for me. It's really beautiful paper and it's super soft to write on, but I just didn't like how fat it made all of my pen lines. And to be honest, I was also a little bit disappointed that I was finding myself distracted by the newest, shiniest thing in the house when I had just, fallen in love with this setup again. So I have moved back into this setup, and I'm going to use up my very small stash of Galen leather Tomoe River notebooks. I just started my second one. I have 2 more to go. And then potentially some new Galen leather products that will be releasing. So they want to continue to make, I feel like, let's see, I hope that I am speaking coherently because I really don't, I feel like I'm all over the place. But I reached out to them and asked if they had any intentions of bringing back the everyday notebooks, and if so, what kind of papers were they thinking of, since Tomoe River paper is no more. And they responded, and they actually offered to send some free notebooks my way, some ideas that they have for potential replacements. So let's just say that the very first, when I first monetized my channel back in September of last year, I didn't have any plans. I didn't know where my channel was going to go or the direction. I just wanted to have an extra income supplement, as I had just stopped being a teacher and was trying to pull from everywhere, doing odd jobs and Etsy and YouTube to supplement my income. But there was this little thought in the back of my head that if my YouTube channel got big enough to do a sponsorship, I would love nothing more than to be like a representative or promote Galen Leather, because I really, really love them as a company. I love the products that they make. I'm a huge fan of their work, and they're so nice. They're so wonderful to talk to. They're always really helpful and communicative, and I just feel like they actually really care about the product that they're selling, and they're really intelligently designed and beautifully made. So I just have always been really drawn to them, and I kept thinking, like, it would be really cool if one day that could be a thing, and now it is. So I mean, I don't think this is going to be an ongoing thing, but they're sending me some notebooks to review, and they're sending me a new design for one of their pen pouches. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. YouTube goal achieved. I can knock that off the list. I wonder what my next goal will be. But I'm pretty excited. And of course, I look forward to sharing those things with you. So anyways, long story short, I'm looking forward to working more in this traveler's notebook size, with the hope that Galen Leather has found the perfect replacement for their prior product. I feel like I'm about to sneeze, which is why I started to pause. And I don't think I'm going to edit this video out, because it's the nice thing about making just a rambly casual video is I don't have to do any editing. So anyways, all right, so part of the thing that I am really excited about and inspired about continuing on, this is a straight up journal-y talk video, and that is I have come up with a system that's a little bit new and a little bit old, and I think it'll be fun, and it will motivate me and inspire me to keep going in this size for as long as I feel inspired to. I don't want to give myself any like parameters. I want to just stick with the size until it doesn't feel good to be in the size anymore. I'm hoping it can be a long-lived experience, because it would be really cool to just develop some beautiful patina in this journal, and to develop to develop a nice collection of completed journals. So this is my new system. This is journal number 1, but I'm calling it volume 1.0, or it will always be a decimal point, because I already have volume numbers. I think I was at volume number 59 before I moved to this size, or maybe it was 60 already at that point. But anyways, they're all packaged away. They're in storage. They're taped up in a box somewhere. And so it's kind of like starting a new volume series. And so I'm going to be doing the 1.0. And then once I have finish the journal, I will archive it with some dates. And I have put a magazine clipping on the cover to customize it, because I just can't resist customizing my notebooks. And that's the beauty of these notebooks that are just covered with craft paper. It's really easy to glue on anything, I feel like. And then I finished the edge off with some duct tape, just so that it stuck on there better and looked more complete. So I have started volume number 1.1, and it looks like this. So as you can see, it's just, I'm keeping it really simple, not doing any sort of collage work, just taking images that I like, keeping it super simple, and putting the volume number there at the bottom. And then when I'm finished, I'll archive it by typing up the dates for this particular one. I also just want to say how much, gosh, I'm such a fangirl of Galen Leather products. They just think of everything. This is blotting paper. It's a piece of leather. It's my favorite blotting paper ever. I'm so happy with that. It feels, I don't know, there's just something really wonderful about it, and it's part of the appeal. I'm also, for the first time, using these guidelines, and so originally I wasn't using any in that last journal. And it did become a little bit stressful, like when I was rushed, I didn't have the time to like make sure all my lines were nice and straight. And so if I had a quick entry, it was like, just looked really sloppy. The margins were all over the place, the spacing was all over the place, they were slanting in different directions, and it just, yeah. So I'm using the guidelines now, and it looks very neat. The cool thing about it is you only have to use the guidelines on one side of the paper, because when you flip it over, there's enough of the writing image that you can kind of follow along with. So that's pretty helpful. And that's it. Well, that's my rambly video. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see how far this can go, how far I can take this. Yeah. So thank you all for watching once again, and I will see you in the next video. So long.